In this video, we're going to be testing a claim about a mean where sigma is known, and to test it, we're going to be using the critical region method. This is the formula for the test statistic if you want to use it, but I'm going to be using a calculator, but either way, you can get the test statistic either by the formula or the calculator. So let's look at our example. A simple random sample of 40 NFL salaries of NCAA football coaches has a mean of 415,953. The standard deviation of all salaries of NCAA football coaches is 463,364. We're going to use a 0.05 significance level to test the claim that the mean salary of football coach in the NCAA is less than 500,000. So let's start off with labeling our hypothesis test. So our null and our alternative. So we are going to test the claim that the mean salary of football coaches is less than 500,000. So that means we're using mu. And again, our null is going to have equal to the claim, so 500,000. And since they're saying it's less than, the alternative is going to be less than 500,000. And here we have an alpha value of 0.05. And we know our sigma value is going to be 463,364. So we're using the critical region method, so that means we have to find our critical value and our test statistic. So I'm going to find the test statistic first by using the calculator. So bring the calculator up, and we find the test statistic by going to stat tests, and we use z-test because we know what sigma is. So we're going to go into here, and we're going to type in information. So our mu is what was in the hypothesis, which is 500,000. So 500,000. Our standard deviation is 463,364. Our x bar, which is going to be the mean salary, so I didn't write that, so let's look at it again to see what it looks like. Our x bar is going to be 415,953. So always good to go back and double check it if you're not sure, which I wasn't. So 415,953. And how many coaches did we sample? We sampled 40. So 40. And then we take our alternative, which was less than, and we go over here, we hit enter, and then we go down to calculate. And we're going to get a test statistic of negative 1.15. So our t-stat is z equals negative 1.15. Since this is a left-tailed test, because of the less than, it makes sense that our z, or test statistic, is negative. Now we have our t-stat, but we still have to find our critical value. And the way we can do that is from our alpha value. So what we do is we're going to go to second in vars, inverse norm, and we're going to put in 0.05 for our area and hit enter. And we're going to get negative 1.64. So our critical value is going to be z equals negative 1.64. And that's all we need for the calculator now. So how do we tell whether this is reject or fail to reject? The easiest way to look at it, I believe, is on a graph. So let's look at it, the normal distribution curve. And so our critical value is going to be our critical region. So where is negative 1.64 on the graph? Because we know that 0 is right in the middle. So negative 1.64 is going to be somewhere over here, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and say it's here. So negative 1.64 is there. And since this is a left tail test, we're going to shade to the left. Now, where is negative 1.15? Is it in this region here, or is it in this region here? Well, negative 1.15 is not less than this. It's more than. It's going to be somewhere, I'll say somewhere like right here. Is it 100% accurate? No, but it's definitely going to be somewhere right there. So this is outside the rejection region. Since it's outside the rejection region, we say we fail to reject the null. So we know we're failing to reject the null, but we have to still kind of write it out, what we mean. So with all this information here, let's write out our conclusion. Since we failed to reject, we can say that there is not sufficient evidence to support the claim that the mean salary is less than $500,000. And we say that we can't support the claim because the claim up here says that the mean salary is less than 500,000. Since we can't reject the null hypothesis here, that means we have to, by default, say it's most likely the true one. We can't support this, so we have to say that there's not enough evidence to support it, that it is less than $500,000.